Hi curl friends, welcome back to my channel, Outrageous Curls. So in today's video, we are going to be discussing the hair typing system and if it is a good roadmap on how to care for your curly hair or just astrology to curly hair. In the video, we're going to be breaking down the Andrew Walker hair system, exposing the truth and myths of this system, and if it's also causing you a curly hair identity crisis. If you are starting your curly hair journey, this video is definitely a must watch. So the Andrew Walker is a hairstylist and he is known as the famous hairstylist to Oprah Winfrey, and he created a hair typing system in 1997, I believe that is the year he created it, and it gives a breakdown of all the hair types that are out there. So a lot of people, before we used to describe hair as just like straight or curly. That was always what I knew when I was younger, but now we've got more of a broken down system, which is straight hair, wavy hair, curly hair and coily hair. And Andrew Walker, what he did, I'll show you guys an image of the hair typing system he created. Straight hair is known as type 1, wavy hair is known as type 2, curly hair is known as type 3, and then coily hair is known as type 4. Then he breaks it down even further into A, B, C for each hair type. So you've got 1C, 1B, 1C, 2A, 2B, 2C, 3A, 3B, 3C, and then 4A, 4B, 4C. That is such a tongue twister. If you are an actor, that's probably a good thing to try out. What this does, it shows you the breakdown of the hair structure. So with straight hair, you've got it just literally straight. That's the best way to say it, isn't it? But you can see the hair structure is as straight as it can be, and then as you go through the type of like A to B to C, you can see the structure is slowly changing. And then with wavy hair, the hair structure is more of an S shape, and then you can see through the A, B and C, the structure of the S starts to get a little bit tighter. And then when you compare it to type 3 hair, it's got more of a definite S shape, but it gets even tighter as you go through the hair chart of A, B and C. And then for coily hair, it's more of a Z structure, and you can see it gets tighter and tighter and tighter. So what this does, it helps you get a better understanding of what your curly hair type is. And also what's good with this hair structure chart, it shows you how well the natural oils will go down your curly hair strands. So for type 1 hair, the natural oils go down so effortlessly because it's got nothing stopping it or slowing it down. So it's just literally got a straight line. And then for wavy hair, it's got the S shape, but it's got a little bit of a struggle compared to type 1 hair. And then it's the same as you go along compared to coily hair. The natural oils have difficulty going down because of the structure of the hair strand, and this is what causes our curly hair and coily hair and wavy hair to feel a bit dry compared to a type 1 hair, is because the natural oils struggle to go down our hair strands because of the structure of our hair. And this is really key for us to understand, because then we can get a better understanding of what products are best for us to use to help add that moisture back into our hair, because our curly hair is just naturally dry because of the structure of our hair strands. And also this helps us get a better understanding of when it comes to shine for hair types. Certain hair types are just naturally shinier compared to other hair types. So type 1 will always have that natural shine compared to type 4 that doesn't have that shine as much because of the natural oils not being able to go down the hair strands. And this is where we get certain products that will help us add that moisture back in, add that hydration back in, and then also from that we'll be able to get that shine back into our natural hair. And I read this book recently. Well, I say recently, you know what? It took me so long to read this book. It's called Curly Hair, and this is the book, and it's Structure, Properties and Care, Dr. Alid N. Saeed. This book, I got it at the Curly Hair Convention last year in June, and I always say to people, I accidentally spent £40 on this book. It is, honestly, I'm not making a joke. It is a big accident. I honestly thought she said £14. And then when she turned around and said to me, that will cost £60, I was like, Because I also picked up a few curly hair products as well that were discounted, not thinking that this book would be the main thing that would cost me so much money that day. And I remember just being so awkward, not knowing how to say no, I don't want the book. I just tapped my card and walked away. And then my cousin looked at me like, you just spent £40 on the book? And I was like, yeah, I don't know what happened. I just don't know. But at the same time, I did that thing as well, you know, when you buy something so expensive, you just convince yourself that you are going to get a good investment out of this. And originally I did want to create my own curly hair product. I think one day I still will try and figure out how to do that. I probably could create a hair oil once I read this again, because it is a dense book, but it's really interesting read. So I'll just share a bit more from this book with the Andrew Walker hair typing system. So Walker's classification of hair types was the beginning of hair descriptions in terms of hair waviness or curliness. He described type 1 as straight hair and classified the next 3 types of hair on the basis of the degrees of curliness, where type 2 was wavy hair, type 3 was curly hair, and type 4 was coily hair. Interesting here was that type 1 had 0 waves and was very straight, while the degrees of curliness kept increasing from type 2 to type 4. Walker further divided each hair type into 3 subtypes based on the hair diameter from fine to medium to coarse. So that is what the definition is of when it comes to A, B and C. So at least we can get a better understanding of what that means, because when I first looked at the hair typing system I was like, huh? But I also I felt like I understood it more of like the shape of the curl pattern changing each time as well. So this is really good for us to understand when it comes to the hair typing system. And what is good is that there are curly hair products that have been tailored to this. So one that's famous for doing that is the pattern hair product. I'm trying to remember that off the top of my head. It was created by Tracy Walker. Is it Walker? Oh my goodness, I can't believe I've forgotten her name. But she created the pattern hairline, and she based it off, the way she done it was basing it off of the hair typing system, so that it helped people just use that when it came to what product to choose, rather than trying to guess what product would be best for your hair type, because there's so many curly hair products out there now, which is really good. So it makes it easier for us to moisturize our curly hair compared to like 15 years ago, because it was very limited. But then we've also got the flip side of understanding what product is still best for our hair type. So that is really good, where they can just make it simple as possible. Like if you've got 2A hair, this is the product for you. If you've got 2B hair, this is the product for you. So at least we know what products we just need to use based on our hair type. And again, that is also key as well, of knowing what products you just need to use based on your hair type. So for type 2 hair, when it comes to defining your curls, you don't really need to use a gel as much, because sometimes a gel can still be good for you, but sometimes it can leave a bit of a crunch, and it can also make the curls, you won't get that volume that you're after and that fullness that you could be after as well. And sometimes certain gels might not work best for you. It might work better for type 4 hair that really needs something to help hold that curl pattern and get that definition. And vice versa for type 4 hair, when it comes to mousses, you might not want to use mousses as much, because it will still give you that definition, but it won't give you that strong of a hold. Whereas with wavy hair mousses are great, because they'll give you that hold, but you just want the soft hold where you can just get that natural definition and that shine and that moisture back into your hair. And then for like type 3 hair, you kind of got almost the best of both worlds, where you can use gels or hair mousses, but you've got to really understand what mousses could really just get that definition for you and keep that hold for you as well, that hold that you are after. So with that, the hair typing system is really good when it comes to getting an idea of what products would be best. The cons I found when it comes to hair typing is not as simple as that, if I have to be honest. Just being like, this is your hair type, that's your hair type, like you're being assigned to a classroom. It is not as simple as that. I really thought when I first started my natural hair journey, I thought I was always 3C hair type. Honest to God, that was what I always thought. To be honest, when it comes to your curly hair identity crisis, you can have 2 or even more than that. You can have maybe 3 hair types in your hair, because so that's what I discovered a little while ago, that I actually have about 2 hair types in my hair. So I've got a mixture of 3C, so I've got a bit of 3C here, and then I've also got 4A. So I think somewhere at the back you can see it's like a bit more defined, and like, yeah, you can see here, for example, that I've got like 4A hair strands as well. So yeah, you can see the difference here. So you can see it's really tight here, and then look at this one compared to it, where it's almost a bit of a looser curl pattern as well. And you can see the thickness difference as well, which is crazy to think. But it took me so long to understand that I honestly thought I just had the one hair type. No. You can have more than one, and that's perfectly fine. And then once you understand that, you can get a better idea of like what products work better for your hair type and get that definition. So it took me a while to really understand of like what products I really need to use to help I've got that moisture and that hydration, and then what styling products would be best to help define my curls. So yeah, don't try and treat this as an actual Bible as well, because I feel like we do sometimes fall into the habit of seeing something that's meant to just be a guide and not realizing we can be flexible with things. So once I understood that it's not just as simple as, here you go, this is your hair type, and that there's possibilities of other hair types in your hair strands, you end up approaching your curly hair in a different way. That's what makes curly hair so unique too, is that we have so many different hair strands and no one has the same hair type. So I think that's also important as well, that we all have different hair types in our hair strands, and it's okay and it's fine. It's no problem whatsoever, as long as you can understand and you start to see the different definitions that you've got. Then you get a better idea of how to style your curly hair. The good thing about the hair typing system is it gives you a sort of good starting point of how to care for your curly hair, what products you can start using, and then how you define your curly hair. I feel like the hair typing system has also created a mindset for us to just think we just got to have the one hair type and that's it. No, you can have more than one hair type, and that is fine, like I said. And it can take a little while to figure it out, and especially when you are starting your curly hair journey, your curly hair will, when you get the damaged ends growing out and you start to see the difference, it still takes a little while. Like, you need to get your hair at least up to a certain length of your natural hair texture to start to see the difference, and then you can get a better idea of, okay, I start using these products, I'll try this one. Once you understand your natural hair texture, you'll notice your curly hair will start to feel different. It will feel easier to maintain and easier to style, and your curly hair will thrive and you'll get that growth, that healthiness that you have been after. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please put some comments in below on what you think on the hair typing system, and it would be good to just open up a respectful, open discussion on this so we can all get a better understanding and help each other out. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like this video. Also, don't forget to hit my subscribe button to stay tuned to my curly hair uploads, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the curly hair fun. I hope you guys have a lovely week. Keep it fun, keep it curly, stay true, and see you in the next video. Bye.